Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander. You viewer, of course, are you. We will be joined by the Golden Moon here shortly, rather than longly. You know, well, sooner rather than later, I guess is a better way to say that. Today is Sun's Day, aka Sunday. May 31st, 2026. Man, my brain's not working today. When is it ever working, though? So... Is the question there. Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. We have a 33-page document to go through today, so not too bad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this show is about interesting and important events that occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year... Where did I just put that document? 1279 BC.
Wow.
1270. So that's like 3,000 some odd years ago.
Time.
Yeah. Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great, became pharaoh of ancient Egypt's 19th dynasty. Good old Ramses.
Yeah.
Moving on to 70 AD, so we just skipped pretty much 12,009 years. Or I guess...
1,200.
Yeah, well, yeah, 1,200.
1,300.
My brain's not working. Rome captured the first wall of the city of Jerusalem. We were talking about that yesterday. So this is, I guess, when they captured the first wall. 455, Emperor Petronius Maximus was stoned to death by an angry mob while fleeing Rome.
Wow, the emperor.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's what I keep saying. Like, the people are the power. It doesn't matter, you know, if you're a president, an emperor, a king, a Führer, whatever, you know, whatever position you are, the people are the power, and we are the masses. We outnumber them. Once we, the people of Earth, figure that out, then we can take this planet back. Moving on up to 1223, Battle of the Khalkha River, Mongol force led by Jibei and Subadai defeated a Russian alliance after feigning their retreat, leading to the death of 20,000 Russians. Holy crap. That's a bait and switch there. Yeah, from the other source, it says Mongol invasion of the Cumans, Battle of the Khalkha River, Mongol armies of Genghis Khan, led by Subadai, defeated Kievan Russes and Cumans. 1293, Mongol invasion of Java. So, you know, we go from 1223 to 1293. Mongols are still invading things. Was a punitive expedition against King Kurtanegra of Singaharshi, who refused to pay tribute to the Yuan and named one of its ministers. However, it ended with failure for the Mongols, regarded as the establishment of the city of Surabaya.
Mongols were definitely
all over the place.
Boring people.
1417, Jacoba of Bavaria became the Countess of Holland, Zeeland, Henegouwen, all at once. 1531, Dutch Catholic activist Engel Korsendolscher led a march of 300 women from the Guild of the Holy Sacrament protesting plans to replace a treasured chapel with a wool warehouse in Amsterdam. They were charged with rebellion, fined, and banished for 4 years. Most were pardoned upon appeal to Holy Roman Emperor Charles V. Wow. So they were trying to get rid of a religious structure for a warehouse for like wool cloth and everything.
Yes.
That sounds like communism to me. You know, like that's what we covered that article yesterday. You know, like the Eastern Germany destroying that cathedral that was built in like 1200 whatever, and then they put in like some other thing, and then everybody who was protesting was arrested. Yeah, that's the exact same thing that we just read right now. I mean, man, dude, like, the more times change, the more things stay the same. It is madness. 1578, Martin Frobisher sailed from Harwich, England to Frobisher Bay, Canada, eventually mines fool's gold, famously used to pave the streets of London. What? So they use pyrite to pave streets? How did that work? That's wild. Never heard of that.
They mean that literally?
Well, it says famously used to pave the streets of London. Or would that be because of the money that... But who's buying fool's gold? Oh. Huh. Well, anyway, Frobisher...
It looks like the bay was named after the guy anyway.
Yeah, well, it says here, Martin Frobisher was to find a northwest passage from England to Asia through Canada. He actually landed on a bay near Baffin Island. That bay today is called Frobisher Bay. So, that was just about that. I just wanted to show, like, some maps, some sea routes and everything. What else do we got here? 1578, King Henry III laid the first stone of the Pont Neuf, the new bridge, the oldest bridge in Paris, France. This should look familiar, that bridge. That's this is the island where Notre Dame Cathedral. Is
Yeah,
at.
that's what it looks like. Is that
Yeah.
where it's at?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's telling me to image search this, so I'm gonna do so really quick. So Nicosia image search. You should recognize this bridge right there. See, there's Notre Dame back there.
Yeah.
Look. It's the one at the other edge, right here. You probably have been across it.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you know that bridge was built in 1578 and
I did not.
and you stepped foot on it? Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Yeah.
1610, the pageant London's Love to Prince Henry on the River Thames celebrated the creation of Prince Henry as Prince of Wales. So
I'll tell you what was also cool. Going up the outside staircase to go up where the in the bell tower at Notre Dame,
oh
and they're all
Yeah.
stone steps.
the grooves, yes.
They're so worn down.
Yes.
You go, holy crap! I'm walking on this too.
That's yeah, literally walking in the footsteps of the past.
Yeah.
That's incredible. 1621, former Lord Chancellor of England Francis Bacon was imprisoned for corruption in the Tower of London for 1 or 2 nights until he was released by King James I.
He did something over here.
Francis Bacon?
Yeah.
I think, the name's familiar.
Yeah.
1634, the colony of Massachusetts Bay annexed Maine colony. What? The colonies are annexing each other. 1665, Jerusalem's Rabbi Shebati Tzvi proclaimed himself Messiah. That's not good. 1669, citing poor eyesight, English civil servant Samuel Pepys recorded the last entry in his famous diary. Never heard of his diary, but that's unfortunate. His vision failed. 1759, the province of Pennsylvania banned all theater productions. Why? What the hell?
If they didn't like performing arts.
Yeah. Well, they have something against the thespians.
Apparently so.
1790, Alfred Manuel Quimper explored the Strait of Juan de Fuca, now the international border between Canada and the U.S. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah. We also have the United States Act, its first copyright statute, the Copyright Act of 1790. 1795, during the French Revolution, the Revolutionary Tribunal was suppressed. 1813, in Australia, Lawson, Blaxland, and Wentworth reached Mount Bloxham, marking the end of a road across the Blue Mountains. We spoke about that the other day. Actually, it's been a couple weeks, I think. Like when they started, it would eventually be used as a pass to gain entry into the interior of the continent. But that's it right there, that pass. And there's Sydney and everything. So, but in another picture here, just to show, there's Broken Bay, Port Jackson, and then Botany Bay there. But for further development, looking for resources, just exploration, all that stuff. 1821, Cathedral of Assumption of Blessed Virgin Mary, first U.S. Catholic cathedral, was dedicated in Baltimore, designed by Benjamin Henry Lettrode. Let's take a look at this cathedral here really quick. And actually, what was this image? Oh, I think that's it right there. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, yeah. Just in time, too. It looks more like a synagogue, if anything.
Looks like a capital of a state or something. Looks like a Capitol building.
Yeah, it looks like a small Capitol building. They haven't added on the wings yet to it. Yeah, you're right. It does. But here's other photos of it and everything. Looks pretty cool at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 1837, Astor Hotel opened in New York City. It later became the Waldorf Astoria. All right, I think it was this one here. Yeah, there we go. Hotel. I had some issues finding pictures and stuff for the thumbnail and title today because there wasn't really that many catching articles. Usually there's a lot of stuff, but I had to go through it twice, so I don't have things in order here.
Okay.
But there's a picture of the Astor Hall, later known as the Waldorf Astoria, and everybody knows that hotel now. 1847, Qajar, Iran, and the Ottoman Empire determined their international boundary in the Second Treaty of Erzurum. Alright, that's pretty cool. 1859, Philadelphia A's organized to play town ball. It became baseball 20 years later. So, this is, I guess, when baseball was conceptioned, 20 years later it would be birthed. That's a long gestation period, but,
Yeah.
1859, the clock tower at the Houses of Parliament, which housed Big Ben being the bell, not the clock or the tower, started keeping time. Yeah, a lot of people, myself included, I always thought the clock, the whole thing was called Big Ben. No.
Yeah.
It's just one of the many bells in there is called Big Ben because it's a big bell.
Yeah.
You know, so. 1861, the Mint at New Orleans closed. I'm just speaking about New Orleans in the panel with Scott Friedman crew, you know, which, by the way, guys, go check him out. But yeah, that makes sense. 61, Civil War. You know, the Mint for U.S., well, it's no longer U.S. territory. 1868, Britain's Dr. James Moore won the first recorded bicycle race at a 2-kilometer velocipede race at Parc des Saint Cloud, Paris. And you remember what the velocipede is, right?
No.
It's a bicycle, but it was before they had the pedals and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like a walking thing. So yeah.
Okay, that's not what I was thinking of then.
What do you mean direct?
Like this here,
yeah.
Pedaling directly on the wheel.
Oh, you're
That's
right.
why
There
so
are
big.
pedals right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, but no, this is and this is wrong. This looks like to be an all-women's race. It says Dr. James Moore. I mean, one of them could be Dr. James Moore. I'm not sure. But no, let me look up velocipede really quick just to show you. Ecosia velocipede. Like, well, I guess there are pedals on the front. Never mind. Right
It's
here.
direct though. That's why the wheels are so big.
Yeah. Like, there used to be,
I remember something where you stood up and down on it or something.
Yeah.
You stood up and down. There was a bike that did that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm trying to find the image that I found a long time ago, like the bike before the pedals. Oh, well. Let's move on up. What else do we got here? 1868, first Memorial Day parade held in Ironton, Ohio. 1870, Congress passed the first Enforcement Act, Rights of Blacks. All right. 1870 as well, E.J.D. Schmidt patented asphalt pavement.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
5 years later, reciprocity treaty between U.S. and Hawaii. I know I'm not pronouncing that right.
Ratified?
Yeah, well, it was ratified. I'm trying to figure out what this word is. Reciprocity? Or reciprocity. Reciprocity.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I guess I did pronounce it right. Yeah, but a treaty between U.S. and Hawaii was ratified. But what were the specifics? What did it entail? This, is what I want to know. 1878, the German battleship SMS Grosser Kirchfürst sunk with 284 dead. Yikes, that's kind of low though for well, I'm not sure how big battleships were in 1878.
True.
You know, because like the battleships that we know today. Well, no, I mean like you know, not the big ones. I'm talking about like the ones at the turn of the century in the early 1900s. Are you aware of the Dreadnought? Like HMS Dreadnought was the quintessential birth of the entire battleship that as we know them today, because it was like let me look this up, like HMS Dreadnought. Let's see here. The design, which revolutionized Navy power, the ship's entry into service in 1906 represented such an advance in naval technology that her name came to be associated with an entire generation of battleships, the Dreadnoughts, as well as the class of ships named after her. Likewise, the generation of ships she made obsolete became known as pre-Dreadnoughts. So, like, you know, it's the HMS Dreadnought, because of all the advancements in, you know, the guns and the armament, the armor, and just all, like, you know, all the new technology in one whole thing, instead of just, like, a little bit here, a little bit there. No, all of a sudden, boom, new age, you know? So, and that's when battleships started having crews of the thousands. Before that, though, you know, 284 in 1878, that makes sense. So HMS Dreadnought. If anybody wants to look at these links, so that section will be.
Put it nicely. You said 90% of the crew or 40% of the crew. They'll give you some kind of concept.
True.
Is it everybody? Or you don't know.
That is true. Yeah, so that way we could have some frame of reference.
Yeah.
We also have U.S. Congress accepted decrease in dollar circulation. That's unprecedented, but you know, it helps.
Good.
It helps. Well, no, it helps the value. You know, less circulation, higher value. So, 1879, first electric railway opened at the Berlin Trade Exposition. And do I have? Nope. I guess I didn't get a picture of that. 1879, Madison Square Garden opened in New York, named after the fourth president, James Madison. So now we know. We were just talking about that the other day. Pardon me, the other day. Like, we didn't know, where Madison Square Garden got its name from.
President James Madison.
Now we do.
That? Yeah.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
1880, League of American Wheelmen formed in Newport, Rhode Island, the first U.S. Bicycle Association. It's pretty cool. So, let's image search this really quick. So, image search. What is this? We're not there yet. Or are we? I think we are. I think we've passed it. I'm not sure anymore. Let's see here. What does this say? Founded as League of American Wheelmen in 1880, bicyclists, known then as wheelmen, were challenged by poor road conditions and social antagonism. Well, some things never change. Cyclists are still, shat on. More than 100,000 cyclists from across the United States joined the League to advocate for paved roads. The success of the League and its first advocacy efforts led to our national highway system.
Oh, okay.
All right, so not only was the war between cyclists and motorists started by motorists, but we literally paved the way for their roads, and they still yell at us for not sharing. Fuck you! It's our roads. Fuck you, cars. Oh man, dude, how the turns table when you start learning history. That is wild. 1884, the arrival at Plymouth in Tawahiyo, King of Maoris, to claim the protection of Queen Victoria. 1885, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg of Battle Creek, Michigan, filed an application for the patent for flake cereal and process of making same, controversially excluding his younger brother, Will Keith Kellogg. Yeah. Now, did you know that these cornflakes, as they would soon to be called, it was an anti-masturbatory technique.
What does that mean?
Anti this, like idle hands, are the devil's plaything.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, no, like hold on a second. Why were cornflakes invented?
I thought they were on a health retreat or something.
No. Let's see. The cereal originally was wheat. Father, public patent process. In description, history. Very well. There's considerable disagreement over who was involved in discovery. I'm trying to find the actual. Okay, well, hold on a second. Let me. Cornflakes were invented by John Harvey Kellogg as a bland breakfast option intended to curb self-pleasure though the claim is debated. Yes.
That's really weird.
Yeah, that's bizarre, huh? 1889, Johnstown flood. 2,209 people died in Johnston, Pennsylvania, when the South Fork Dam, located on the Little Kanawha River, failed. Sending a 60-foot or 18-meter wall of water over the town. Holy crap. 1890, Ulm Minster in Ulm, Germany, the tallest church in the world with a steeple of 161.5 meters high, was finally completed after foundation stone was laid in 1377. So that's what this was. Okay, so now I remember this. And you can't really tell. I mean, it looks tall. Yeah. But when I image search this, this is the tallest church in the world with a steeple. So, let's see here. There was a photo just now. I saw. Here we go. Look at that. That is very tall. Yeah. So, and it started in 1377, and it was finished on this date in 1890. Wow. That's over 500 years. That's 513 years or something. So, if my math is mathing correctly, which I really doubt it is. 1893, remains of Jefferson Davis moved from New Orleans and reinterred at Hollywood Cemetery in Richmond, Virginia, per his widow's request. Well, fuck him. Throw him into the water. Jefferson Davis, the frickin' turncoat. He was the president of the Confederacy. He doesn't deserve any honors. We also have Whitcomb Justin of Chicago patent a hookless fastening zipper. So, let's image search this. None of these were good enough for the thumbnail because it wouldn't pick up that well. And it looks like it was intended for a, what was that thing that you put over the shoe? Oh, I knew the word.
Yeah, you said that.
A spat.
Yes.
Spat. Yes. So it's intended to
Yeah.
zip up a spat.
Yeah. Instead of hooking it.
How come I know these things?
I don't know.
Do you know what that thing is you put over, you know, the fancy foods? You know,
What?
The big, you know, metal dome thing over foods, you know, like, you know, the server comes out and he, like, lifts the thing.
Oh, okay.
That's called a cloche.
Close.
Why do I know this? Like, what does pumpernickel look like? Or periwinkle?
Yeah.
1900, Tom Hayward's...
Kind of blew that.
Well, that accentuates the point. I don't know the color so bad I don't even know the name of it. Because I'm a man. Tom Hayward scored his 1,000th cricket run of season, sets record 1074. That's a lot of runs. 1900 as well, U.S. troops arrived in Beijing, helped put out Boxer Rebellion. We were talking about the Boxer Rebellion the other day.
Yeah, we were.
1901, at the opening of the Crete International Assembly, Prince George, High Commissioner of Crete, asked it to endorse the union of Crete with Greece. The proposal was later rejected. I don't know, like, is Crete their own country, or are they part of Greece now?
I don't know now. They used to be their own country, Crete. Yeah. I don't know
Crete.
if it is now.
Let's see. Crete. Crete and its surrounding islands and islets form the region of Crete. Okay, so they're their own region. Which is the southernmost of the 13 top-level administrative units of Greece.
So it's part of Greece.
And the 5th most populous of Greece's region. So it is part of Greece now.
Okay.
I was unintentionally right. 1902, Australia cricket all-out 36 versus England. Edgbaston, the lowest ever. Okay. We also have Treaty of Vereeniging was signed. Hold on, where is it? 92. Here, this one. Vereeniging. It also says a word that I can't say. Ending the Second Boer War and making Transvaal and the Orange Free State self-governing British colonies. 906. What?
No, so that's got to be in Africa then?
Yeah, Second Boer War.
Yeah.
So it's South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, Transvaal and Orange Free State. Self-governing British colonies. So yeah, the white colonizers won. 1906, assassination attempt on King Alfonso XIII and Victoria of Battenberg in Madrid during the procession after their marriage in Madrid by a Catalan anarchist, killing 30. Other source says 24 were dead, so we have a death discrepancy, but still.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? People dying in the procession after a wedding? Like, madness. 1907, taxis began first operating in New York City.
Oh.
And I have an image of this.
1907.
Yeah, look at that. That's what they look like.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and you can still ride things like this in Central Park, and in some parts of New York City. You know, like they have horse-drawn carriages. You know, on the streets.
I don't think so.
I swear, I've seen them on the streets.
No, they'd be a mess.
True, there'd be horse poo.
But yes, they are there for the tourists to take through Central Park.
Yeah.
But they have a very designated area they can go.
908, Miss Pottelsberger de la Pottery is first airplane passenger in Belgium. Didn't we cover this yesterday? And wasn't it some other person?
There was a first passenger, yeah.
And it was the same year, I remember, it was 1908.
Okay, I don't remember the year, but okay.
Yeah, I do. Actually, what we can do is I can do this right here. Hold on a second. Figure this really quick. Go into yesterday. Open up yesterday. Scroll
1908.
all the way down to 1908. Where is it?
Or maybe been 2 days ago. I thought it was yesterday.
I thought it was too. Oh yeah, here you go. Paris advocate E. Archdeacon was first passenger in an airplane. And this is not E. Archdeacon. So, we have a discrepancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? I caught it. Oh. What else do we got here? Let's see here. And if anybody wants to, like, you know, do some footwork and let us know which one of those two was the actual first passenger. Or, well, maybe, because this says Belgium, so would this be specifically for Belgium's first airplane passenger?
That one may have said first in the United States, now that I think about it.
I think it was the first ever. So, anyway, 1909, the National Conference of the Negro held its first meeting in United Charities Building, New York. Earlier form of the NAACP, the National American Advancement of Colored People, I believe, is what that acronym stands for. So
Okay, that does say first passenger at Belgium, unless you put Belgium in.
no, it says here right in the primary source. I have it highlighted right,
Okay.
Belgium.
So,
So-
that could be the first one ever, and this is the first one for Belgium.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, okay.
So, 1910, Cape of Good Hope became part of Union of South Africa.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
And actually, yeah, it says the South Africa Act came into force establishing the Union of South Africa. Okay, so they became a union and Cape of Good Hope in one hit. So that almost sounds like two different articles.
Yeah.
But it's well, they are technically, I guess, but two different sources. You see exclamation point? That's from a secondary source here. 1910, Union of South Africa declared independence from the United Kingdom. Okay, so that was two articles here. So, 1911, former Mexican President Porfirio Diaz fled the country during the Mexican Revolution and headed for Spain. 1911, the RMS Titanic was launched in Belfast, Northern Ireland. So it would like less than a year later, because we already covered it sinking in 1912.
Yeah.
So that would be less than a year. So, 1912 as well, U.S. Marines landed in Cuba. Why? What are we doing in Cuba in 1912? That's weird. So,
That's before the war.
yeah. Well, Cuba had nothing to do with the war. So, what else we got here? 1913, we have the 17th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The direct election of senators was declared ratified. Well, declared ratified, or was it ratified? Like, there's a difference between official and declaring it. I mean, the Declaration of Independence didn't, make us an independent country right out of the chute.
Right.
We had to fight for it. We're declaring it. So, was it ratified or declared ratified? Big difference. 1916, Battle of Jutland, largest naval battle of World War I between the British Grand Fleet and the German High Seas Fleet. 8,645 sailors were killed in an inconclusive battle, but strategic British victory. German fleet never puts to sea again in World War I. So I would say that's I wouldn't call that inconclusive.
Yeah, not at all.
1916, HMS Invincible exploded after taking fire during the Battle of Jutland, killing 1,026 officers, including Rear Admiral Hood. Only 6 crew members survived.
Whoa.
So much for being... I had to. That's actually a meme. There's a show called Invincible, and it's about like superpower. Like what if the Kryptonians didn't all die? You remember the Kryptonians, right? Superman.
Yeah.
Okay. What if instead of like their planet exploding, they were conquerors and they lived for thousands of years? And basically, that's the Viltrumites in the Invincible IP and everything. So
Okay.
it's a really good show. 1919, NC-4 aircraft commanded by A.C. Reed completed the first crossing of the Atlantic with stops, of course. Landed in Plymouth, England. So it was a NC-4 flying boat. This appears to be actually a photo, right? Yeah, it says right here.
Plymouth, England, unless it's an island,
Yeah.
that's across the Atlantic.
Yeah. 1921, Plymouth. Plymouth is a place in England.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where they landed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about with stops then?
It says here with stops, like right here, completing the first
Oh.
flight across the Atlantic with stops.
Okay.
They didn't fly
Yeah,
non-stop in
okay.
1919.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
1921, a large-scale race riot broke out in Tulsa, Oklahoma, later described as the worst incident of racial violence in U.S. history. Around 150 to 300 black stadiums were killed. Wow. Wow. Now, other source says killed at least 39, but other estimates of black fatalities vary from 55 to about 300. Wild. 21, Boston Red Sox first baseman Johnny Stuffy McGinnis began an errorless string of 1,700 chances. That sounds impressive. 23 as well, China and USSR exchanged diplomats. Okay, keep that in mind because we're going to talk about those two here in a minute. But first, we have the South African Indian Congress, SAIC, formed in Durban, South Africa, with Omar Haji Ahmad Javari as president. All right. Going back to China and USSR, China recognized the USSR in 1924.
Okay.
So 1 year to the day
Yeah.
after they exchanged diplomats. So that's, freaking commies. 24, home development school fire killed 24 people, mostly disabled children.
Man.
That's somehow disabled children dying is worse than non-disabled children dying. It's both terrible, but what the hell? Like, 1 century ago, 1926, Kruger National Park was established as South Africa's first national park. Congratulations. Portuguese President Bernardino. Why can't I pronounce this word? Bernardino. Okay. Machado resigned after coup. Yeah, no, my old middle school was in my head. It's just like, but that's so wrong. Yeah. Don't dox me. 26. Sesquicentennial Exposition opened in Philadelphia. How the hell did I read that? Sesquicentennial. So I was enunciating, and somehow I stumbled my way through that. 27. Tiger first baseman Johnny Newen made an unassisted triple play. Okay.
Yeah.
28. Charlie Howard scored his 1,000th run of cricket season. Okay. First aerial crossing of the Pacific took off from Oakland, California.
Oh, the Pacific, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 29.
Pacific's huge compared to the Atlantic.
Absolutely. Well, the Pacific is the largest ocean in the world.
Yes.
A lot of people argue, though, that the largest ocean in the world is the entire thing. It's just like, yeah, okay, but you got to separate them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so, and then, then they're like, well, I don't see any borders on the map. I'm like, okay, So if you're lost at sea, how are we going to find you, dumbass? Like,
yeah.
1929, Atlantic City Convention Center opened. All right. 1930, Comet 73P 1930, Shishawazan Walkman 3 approached 0.0617 astronomical units of Earth. An astronomical unit, of course, being the distance between the Sun and Earth. So it approached, however close that is. That sounds really close. 1930 as well, Philadelphia Athletics Max Bishop drew 8 walks in a doubleheader to set MLB record. 34. The Barmen Declaration was published by a group of church leaders in Germany, including Karl Barth, to help Christians withstand the challenges of the Nazi Party. Yeah, good. 35. A 7.7 magnitude earthquake destroyed Quetta in Balochistan, British India, now Pakistan, killing an estimated 40,000 people. Oh, what?
Whoa.
Wow. 37 as well, the first quadruplets. Well, quintuplet is a word, but I don't know what it means. So, first quadruplets to finish college, Baylor University. So, 4 siblings.
Quinn is 5.
Okay.
Quintuplets.
Yeah, okay. 37 as well, German warships bombarded Almeria, Spain. Now, time out a second. Why is Germany attacking Spain in 1937? I know the answer. I'm just asking
Why?
to see if you... Because they're helping Francisco Franco with his revolution.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I talked about the Luftwaffe getting their practice, and that's why they were so deadly in World War II, because they were already battle-hardened for 10 years, So, and here we go. To friggin' make sense that Germany helps them, not as actual boots on the ground, but, as aircraft and ships, because that has a much less chance of becoming a casualty, 1937, second largest crowd in Polo Grounds history, 61,756, saw the Brooklyn Dodgers defeated New York Giants 10-3, ending Carl Hubbell's record consecutive game-winning streak at 24, not related with Edwin Hubble. So, but I wonder what was the largest then, if that was the second largest. 38, Bill Adrick scored his 1,000th run of cricket season, all at Lord's, so all at that one place. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
40 as well, Winston Churchill flew to Paris to meet with French Marshal Philippe Pétain, who announced he is willing to make a separate peace with Germany. Well, that was back when there was a shock, but, 41, the first issue of Parade went on sale. The magazine, Parade magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I looked this up, and this looks like it says here, Parade's Weekly, 1941 Parade Publications.
Probably the original one.
Well, hold on a second.
First edition, I should say.
Hold on a second. I can't zoom in, but it says here May 23rd, 1942. So they advertise this as 41 Parade Publications, and they use a 42 publication as a thumbnail.
Maybe that's all they have. They didn't have.
But then it's not the appropriate publication now, is it though?
True.
Like, I just like to be a little stickler, with that. So 41 as well. A Luftwaffe air raid in Dublin and neutral Ireland claimed 38 lives. What is the Luftwaffe doing in Ireland? They have to fly over the UK, the Britain.
That's really weird.
Yeah. Like, that's... And they're neutral. You know, it's not as if,
Yeah.
like, you know, they're doing what we were doing. You know, what the hell? Then again, we are talking about the Germans. You know, they just started killing everybody. We also have German occupiers forbade Jews access to beaches and swimming pools. Specifically in the Netherlands, according to other source here. Or is it this source? Hold on a second. Yeah, no, we have two articles right here. The one I just read, and then Nazi occupiers forbade Jews access to beaches and swimming pools in the Netherlands. So are these two different places? And if so, why not tell us where this came from? You know, because they're both occupiers, German occupiers, Nazi occupiers. It's the same article twice. It's just this one specifies where. That's weird. 42, avant-garde radio play The City Wears a Slouch Hat with music by John Cage and a script by Kenneth Patchton broadcast in Chicago. What's a slouch hat? Like, I actually looked this up, but do you know what a slouch hat is?
No idea.
It's these Australia hats or whatever. And I absolutely do want one. I love these hats. These are badass. Especially the ones with like the feathers and stuff. You know, that's when you know, like, you know, you're a real bushwhacker with that stuff. 42 as well. U-boats sunk and damaged 146 Allied ships this month. 722.666 tons.
Wow.
That's a lot. 42 as well. During World War II, Japanese Imperial Navy midget submarines began a series of attacks on Sydney, Australia. Well, you know, I can hear the leftists screaming, "You can't say midget! That's derogatory!" Well, then what do you want me to do? Call them little people submarines?
Yeah.
I mean, are you stupid? You know? Like... 1943, Archie comic strip first broadcast on radio.
Oh, wow.
Now, the comic strip on the
Yeah,
radio, how the
yeah.
hell... But that's... So... Did it become a comic strip?
Well, maybe
Like-
it was already a comic strip when they put it on the radio.
But how do you radio a comic strip?
Read the lines.
You just read the dialogue, but then you don't
Yeah.
see the visual gags.
No.
Unless they use Foley.
Foley?
Sound effects.
Oh.
Like, you know what a Foley artist is, right?
No.
Like, let me show you. There's this one video, Foley artist. I thought about getting into this, but I am nowhere near as imaginative as these people are. Like, but basically they just figure out how to make sounds.
They're plungers, and we stuff them with cloth and a little tape. And here we go.
How do you figure that
Jack
shit out?
Foley came in and he thought, if I do those sounds.
Yeah, so Foley artists, you know, like they, like you've seen the video of them, like, you know, with the sheet metal on the radio.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
Foley artist.
Yeah,
You're
I
figuring
got it.
out how to make
Yeah.
the sounds. Oh. So that's the only way I can explain how they can, like broadcast the visual gags of Archie over the radio is if they have a Foley artist. So F-O-L-E-Y artist. I'm gonna add this in the underbar section here. What else do we got? Get rid of that. Get rid of that. 1943, 42 U-boats were sunk by the Allies this month. All right, so we have, you know, our own kill count going on. Cards Mort Cooper, or I guess Cardinals Mort Cooper pitched first of back-to-back one-hitters.
Ooh, pretty
All
good.
right, yeah. Loons time.
Hey.
Although 1 year later, 1947, communists seized power in Hungary. Okay, that sounds like another thing article.
Yeah.
Other source says Ferenc Nagy, the democratically elected prime minister of Hungary, resigned from office after blackmail from the Hungarian Communist Party, accusing him of being part of a plot against the state. This grants the communists effective control of the Hungarian government. That tells us a lot more. How they seized power, you know? Like, 47, Eastern DC 4 crash between Fort Deposit and Perryville, Maryland, killing 53. And I didn't mean to mark that, actually. I marked all 47s thinking they were 46s. 48, Canadian U.S. League Shenandoah Blue Jays pitcher. I know I pronounced that horribly wrong. How do you say this word? Shenandoah?
Close enough.
Like, okay. Their pitcher, Tommy Lasorda, struck out 25 Amsterdam rug makers in 15 innings and knocked in the winning run.
Of course, we know Tommy Lasorda.
Do we? Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
manager of the Dodgers for years and years.
Yeah. 49, Charlie Lupica began his stay on a 4-foot square platform atop a 60-foot pole, vowing to remain until the Indians clinched the pennant. They ultimately don't, and he had stayed up there for 117 days. Wow. No. I just, I wonder what he did with the bathroom, Like, did somebody actually have to, if you won't get off the pole, then somebody has to come and collect your waste. Now you have to ask people to do that, for you for 117 days. I mean, I don't know. Like that's. I'm pretty sure.
A lot of bags up there. Fire away.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, or it's indecent exposure too. How did he get away with that?
I don't know.
51. The Uniform Code of Military Justice took effect as the legal system of the United States Armed Forces. All right. 55. Construction began on Soviet Cosmodrome launch facilities. We've heard of the Cosmodrome and everything. I'm gonna look this up because I'm not sure if. I was thinking of using this for the thumbnail, or this, but this is a lot more modern, so I ultimately didn't. But this is the Cosmodrome, and what's interesting, if I remember correctly, is they actually build the rocket on the launch platform, and then they have the building on rollers, so it rolls away to launch, as opposed to us rolling the rocket out of the building to the platform on the crawler. Complete polar opposite of building and launching. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Well, so when do they roll it into the building?
No. Like okay. So right here, you see the building.
Yes.
You see these lines.
Yes, of course.
So when they're building the rocket, that building is over here.
Oh, the building slides.
The building slides away.
Okay.
They build on the launch pad. We build off-site and then carry it to the launch pad.
Okay.
They build on the launch pad and then take the building away from the launch.
Gotcha.
It's kind of bizarre, Like,
yeah.
I mean, like not that they do it that way or we do it this way. It's
One isn't right over the other, but it's,
yeah, I know. What I'm saying, you look at the whole thing, the Soviets, communism versus capitalism in the space race, how so many things are different in ways that I can only explain as intentional, just so that way we're not copying them or they're not copying us, just out of human pettiness. That makes a lot of sense. 55 as well. Great Britain proclaimed emergency crisis due to rail strike. Wow, must have been a heck of a strike. We also have U.S. Supreme Court ordered school integration with all deliberate speed. So the U.S. Supreme Court expanded on its Brown versus Board of Education decision by ordering district courts and school districts to enforce educational desegregation at all deliberate speed. So good. 58. Dick Dale invented surf music with Let's Go Trippin'.
Dick Dale and the Deltones. Famous than that.
Well, yeah, there's many more, but that's what started surf music.
Yeah.
So,
actually, that starts rock. Well, it doesn't start rock and roll, but it's right there. Surf music for sure.
Yeah.
The Beach Boys and everything else.
Yeah, you saw the Beach Boys for free once.
Yeah. You
want to tell them your story? It's hilarious. Tell them.
Well, apparently at our high school they decided to have the Beach Boys one time. And they were, they had a couple hits or whatever. And no one's buying tickets. So a buddy of mine who was the president of the school says, come on, you got to come to this concert. I said, I don't want to pay to see the Beach Boys. What the hell? He says, nah, just come and sit in the seats. But the thing was, it was about a third, maybe a quarter full at best. And they were all pissed on stage because there was only maybe 100 people there.
Man, you had a hell of a life, dude. Like, you got to go experience actual freedom with your friends on flexies. You saw the Beach Boys for free. You knew Jim Morrison. Like, holy shit, dude.
Well, at the time, as far as teenage stuff, a lot happened between surfing and rock and roll changed dramatically.
And you're also in like the best area of the entire world to experience, like the 60s and 70s, Southern California. Like, this was it.
There.
Yeah, this was it. 1961, Chuck Berry's amusement park, Berryland in St. Louis, Missouri, opened. I didn't know he had an amusement park. Berryland.
I didn't either.
Now wait a minute. Any relation to Knott's Berryland?
No.
I know. Wouldn't that be awesome though? Like if he actually
Chuck-
like teamed up with them, could Berryland, Knott's Berryland? Hey, you know, like
Chuck Berry would come in on his own, and who's ever putting on the show, if it was at a high school or whatever, you'd have local kids come in and play with him.
oh, that's
That
cool.
knew how to play.
That's
obviously.
awesome.
Yeah. He was a one man deal.
You of course mean instruments, right? I
Yeah.
got to clarify
Yes,
for the
yes,
camera.
yes, of course.
Okay, I know, of course. I just want to clarify.
Drummers, guitars.
I don't want
whatever you
anybody to use anything out of
need.
context.
No.
So, yeah, that's really sad. We live in a world where you gotta do that shit. Cover your ass over every little thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, 1961. That's really cool, though. You know, 61. Union of South Africa became a republic, left Commonwealth. So the South African Constitution of 61 became effective, thus creating the Republic of South Africa, which remained outside of the Commonwealth of Nations until June 1st, 1994, when South Africa was returned to Commonwealth membership. And I think that's when they dropped apartheid as well. 94, if not earlier. Wasn't
I'm
Mandela
not sure.
released in 93 or
I'm
whatever,
not
or
sure.
94? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know their history well enough.
Yeah, 61 as well. In Moscow City Court, the Rokotov-Fabishenko show trial began, despite the Khrushchev thaw to reverse Stalinist elements in Soviet society. No idea what that means, but as soon as the word show trial comes in, it sounds important, and somebody might get inspiration and learn something from that. Who knows? The whole point of this show is to inspire you people, not to teach you anything, just to inspire you guys out to go out and learn, you know? You're seeing all the stuff that I'm finding. What can you guys find? 62, the West Indies Federation, made up of former British Caribbean territories, dissolves. 63, the NAACP Youth Council began a series of sit-ins at segregated lunch counters in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Nearly 24 businesses changed their policies to serve all. Good. 64, Charles Schmidt killed the first Pied Piper victim. What? I've heard of Pied Piper, but other than just the word, I have no context of anything. Was it a murderer? Like, what is the Pied Piper?
Like, the Pied Piper was a guy with a flute or something that
Yeah.
all the kids go with him.
Okay.
So this guy must have been nicknamed the Pied Piper, Charles Schmidt.
So-
Kills first Pied Piper.
So does that mean he's killing children?
I don't know. I'm not saying that.
I mean, like, why give him a name synonymous with someone luring children out unless
I
they're killing
don't know.
children?
I'm guessing
That's-
here. I know what you know on that one sentence.
Yeah, yikes. 64, San Francisco Giants defeated the New York Mets 8-6 in 23 innings. This is the second game. 7 hours and 32 minutes. 7-14-21. That's 3 7-inning stretches.
There we go.
Yeah. The second game of a doubleheader lasted 7 hours, 32 minutes, and included 15 consecutive scoreless innings. Wow. 1968, movie star James Stewart retired from the United States Air Force after 27 years of service. Thank you for your service, Mr. Stewart. 64? Wait, that's weird. How'd we go from 68 to 64?
It's out of order.
Okay, well, let me move this.
64 is out of something's out of order.
Yeah, no, I put something in out of order. So let me, that's weird.
68s are out of order.
No, now I'm back in order. I just moved the 64 up before the 68.
Okay.
Civil rights rally held at Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, featuring Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and Rod Sterling's A Most Non-Political Speech, read by actor Dick Van Dyke.
Ah,
Oh, Dick Van Dyke was in the same room with Martin Luther King Jr. That is epic.
yeah. He's still alive.
Yeah, he is.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, did he just have his 100th birthday or something
Something like
crazy?
that, yeah.
1969, Guitarzan by Ray Stevens peaked at number 8. You ever heard of this?
No.
Guitarzan?
Ray Stevens.
Ray Stevens.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
Some guy. Guitarzan by Ray Stevens. Hold on a second. Let me get rid of this part here. Ray Stevens, that's the streak. Ahab the Arab, okay.
Oh, Ahab the Arab.
Arab.
The Arab.
Oh, okay. Why is it not giving me Guitarzan? Or is that the name of the album?
Probably
Oh, wait, here we go. No, there's a song right here, Guitarzan.
I know Ahab the Arab.
Hey! He's free as a breeze, he's always at ease. He lives in the jungle, hangs by his knees, and swings through the trees without a trapeze in his BVD. He got a union card and he's
This is a cool sounding song, you know? I'm gonna add this in the underbar section. Guitar Zan. And I gotta add my little characters here. One second.
You should also listen to Ahab the Arab.
I should listen to Ahab the Arab. So I'm gonna have that over there. I'm gonna move this over here.
So that's Ray Stevens then.
Yeah.
I didn't know his name.
Yeah. 1969 as well, John Lennon and Yoko Ono recorded Give Peace a Chance in a Montreal hotel during their second bed-in for peace. Other performers included Tommy Smothers, Petula Clark, Timothy Leary, and Dick Gregory. So they recorded this in bed. Like, they're having their bed-in. This is during their bed-in, so...
They were having a bed-in, but I don't think they recorded it in a bed.
Then it's not... Then they can't have a bed-in. You can't get out of a bed during a bed-in.
Well, they might have recorded earlier and then have the bed in and had all those people in.
But this says they recorded it right here.
Maybe they did record it.
Huh. 69 as well, Stevie Wonder released the single My Chérie Amour, which went on to become a soul classic. Never heard of it. Let me look this one up as well. Hold on a second.
He was at a high school dance of ours when he was little Stevie Wonder.
Man, dude, like...
What?
Like, just reiterating my point, like you've just lived everything.
No.
Yeah, you had fucking, what's his face, Ronald Reagan as speaker when he was still a 2-bit actor, but...
Yeah,
like,
he wasn't governor yet. He was laying the foundation to run for
yeah,
governor.
he was running for...
Nobody knew that.
Yeah. Let's listen to this Chérie Amour thing, like, really quick, if we can. Well, we can't. I'm just gonna put this in the underbar second section.
We're running late.
Yeah.
So, I gotta get gas too.
Yeah.
By the time they close.
My Chérie Amour. Damn it. Hold on a second. There we go. I'll fix that later. What else do we got here? 1970, 7.75 Ancash earthquake off the coast of Peru killed 66,000 to 70,000 people and triggered the world's deadliest avalanche. So it had a maximum mercalli intensity of 7, which is severe, and a landslide buried the town of Yungay, Peru. Between 66,794 and 70,000 were killed and 50,000 were injured. Yikes. 1970, Cathedral of Brasilia, designed by architect Oscar Niemeyer, was dedicated in the Brazilian capital, Brasilia. I'm going to image search that really quick here. 1 second. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. I've seen that. Not in person, but like, I've seen pictures of it before, so that's what that is. Pretty epic. 1971, in accordance with the Uniform Monday Holiday Act passed by the U.S. Congress in 1968, observation of Memorial Day occurred on the last Monday in May for the first time, rather than on the traditional Memorial Day on May 30th. 73, the United States Senate voted to cut off funding for the bombing of Khmer Rouge targets within Cambodia, hastening the end of the Cambodian Civil War. 1975, Fight the Power sequel released by the Isley Brothers. Later got the Billboard Soul Song of the Year, 1975. Fred Newman made 12,874 baskets in a one-day exhibition. Now, are we talking basketball, or did he weave all that? Because that's a lot of baskets. You can see you know, like... 76, The Who set the record for the loudest concert of all time at 120 decibels at 50 meters at the Valley in Charlton, London. Wow. 77, Transatlantic Oil Pipeline completed, one of the world's largest pipeline systems. 79, Radio City Music Hall in New York City reopened. 1980, Love Stinks by Jay Giel's band peaked at number 38. We all know that song, Love Stinks, you know? Oh. 1980, police and youthful rebels battled in Zurich. 84, 57th National Spelling Bee, Daniel Greenblatt won spelling luge. That's not fair. That's bullshit. Like, he's getting that, he got luge.
Yeah, that's
I mean, like, what do you want to bet the person behind them got, like, anti-disestablishmentarianism or some bullshit like that? Like, 84, Viv Richard hit 189 asterisk, or 170 balls, versus England ODI cricket record, whatever the hell that means. 85 as well, Guatemala adopted their constitution. 1985, where are we? 85, hold on a second. I just want to show, so that way I'm not perceived as having a stroke. Methyldioxymethamphetamine, aka MDMA, became a Schedule 1 drug in the United States.
Just some of those things in there, meth and
Well, it says meth twice in here.
Oxycontin is probably.
Oh yeah, methylene, methamphetamine or something, whatever.
And amphetamine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
Everything. Herpes up in here. 1985, New Orleans Saints were sold for $70,204,000. 85 as well, a tornado outbreak in the United States and Canada saw 41 tornadoes hit Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, and Ontario, leaving 90 people dead. Other source says 76, but, still, a lot of people. Ayo's time, 1987, Saul Ballesteros drove 3 golf balls off Mount McKinley, Alaska.
That's kind of awesome.
That's pretty cool. It's almost like snowboarding off of Mount Everest. 87 as well, Stanley Cup Final, Northlands Coliseum, Edmonton AL. Edmonton Oilers defeated Philadelphia Flyers 3-1 to win title 4-3. Oilers third SC, Stanley Cup. AL has to be Alabama then, I guess. Edmonton, Alabama. Oh, yeah. 89.
Okay, go ahead.
Ramblin' with Gamblin', 20,000th radio program on WRAM in New York City. Rambling with Gambling. That sounds like a show that you would do. 1989 as well, first International Rock Awards in the U.S. All right. 1990, 63rd National Spelling Bee, Amy Mary Dymack won spelling Fibrian. All right. 90 as well, New York City's Zodiac Killer shot third victim, Joseph Ponce. 91, sides in Angola signed a treaty ending the 16-year civil war. The Bikes Accords in Angola lay out a transition of multi-party democracy under the supervision of the United Nations UNAVIM II peacekeeping mission. 92 as well, the 1992 boat show, the 193rd and final episode of U.S. comedy series Night Court, aired on NBC TV, completing a 9-season run. We also have 5th Children's Miracle Network Telethon, raised $1,060,000. Nice. 92 as well, the Washington Post revealed the existence of Project Greek Island, the secret doomsday bunker in Greenbrier, West Virginia. Ooh. Yeah, now that's in Fallout 76. 94, Padres scored 13 in second versus Pirates. 2 years later, Mark Van Thilo and Abigail Ailing, former Biospherian, win a $100,000 lawsuit against Biospheric Development for Space Biospheres Ventures. 97, Super Rugby Final, Eden Park, Auckland. Blues won second straight title with a 23-7 victory over ACT Brumbies. Fullback Adrian Cashmere landed 3 penalties and 2 conversions for the winners. 23-7. The year 2000, U.S. reality competition TV show Survivor, hosted by Jeff Probst, premiered. I remember Survivor.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw it.
I haven't, but I saw commercials for it back in the day. 2002, the New Jersey Nets defeated the Boston Celtics 96-88 in Game 6 of the NBA's Eastern Conference Championship, winning the series 4-2 and advanced their first NBA Finals appearance. Excellent. 2003, Air France retired its fleet of Concorde aircraft. Yeah, because it couldn't, the sound barrier thing. Yeah. 2004, British children's cartoon Peppa Pig, created by Ashley Baker, Dave's, premiered on Channel 5. All right. 2000, actually, hold on a second. Oh yeah, we have yet to get to these. Okay. 2005, Mark Felt, former FBI high-ranking official, revealed as Deep Throat, source during Watergate investigations in Vanity Fair article. So that was his code name, like when he was the parking garage thing. So. Yeah. 2000, Rihanna released her breakthrough album, Good Girl Gone Bad. Well, she is a Satanist. She wasn't lying. So, yeah. 2008, Super Rugby Final, Christchurch. Canterbury Crusaders claimed their 7th title with a 20-12 win over New South Wales Ross. Dan Carter kicked 4 penalties and a drop goal for the home team. We also have Usain Bolt broke the world record in the 100-meter sprint with a win legal plus 1.7 ms, 9.72 seconds. So because he had the wind on his back, he was able to ascertain that speed, but it was legal because it was within some sort of, parameter. We also have Space Shuttle Discovery launched on STS-124, carrying the second portion of the Japanese Kibo module to the International Space Station. 2010, Gaza Flotilla Raid. Israeli Shahid 13 soldiers boarded ships trying to break the blockade of Gaza during violent confrontation aboard MV Mavi Marama. 9 activists were killed and several activists and soldiers were injured. So it says 9 Turkish citizens on the flotilla were killed in the ensuing violent affray. And I believe to this day, Israel still has the entirety of Gaza just completely blockaded. Like they are just, it's just getting so wrecked. 2012, Egypt formally ended its 31-year state of emergency. That's a long time to have a state of emergency. 31 years.
Yeah.
You know, you're old enough to be dying by tuberculosis by then. 2013, the first tornado chaser to be killed by a tornado. Tim Samara and 2 others killed by El Reno tornado in Oklahoma, the widest ever recorded at 2.6 miles or 4.2 kilometers.
Ooh.
So it in total caused 8 fatalities, including 3 storm chasers and over 150 injuries. So those are the 3 storm chasers we spoke about.
Yeah.
Wow. So, like, I would have sworn that like a storm chaser would have died before that.
You would think so.
Because in the movie Twister, which came out in like the mid '90s, it had the bad guy, what's his face, get killed. The
Yeah, I forget.
yeah, but he was also a storm chaser, whatever his name was. 2014, Opa Gangnam Style became the first video to reach 2 billion views on YouTube. I remember that. Yeah, and that whole dance, some linked it to some kind of like satanic or occult ritual or something. So, Psy might be a Satanist. 2015, Harriet Thompson, aged 92 and 65 days, became the oldest woman to complete a marathon, Shuzhou Rock and Roll Marathon in San Diego.
Wow.
So that's her right there.
Yeah.
I don't remember
for
what
her.
this was.
I
So
thought that island that they were working on.
no, it's not. It's an archaeological site.
Oh.
I might have skipped over it. Anyway, 2017. Oh yeah, I remember that. Kathy Griffin was fired from CNN after a photo of her holding bloody head resembling Donald Trump by Tyler Shields was posted.
That was terrible.
Yeah, she should have, been thrown in prison for life for, like death threats. Kenya's Makadra Express, a Chinese-built high-speed railway from Mombasa to Nairobi, was opened by Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta. Has it failed yet? I mean, it is Chinese, so. 2018, Danish government banned garments that cover the face, including the niqab and burqa. Good. 2018, Kim Kardashian West met U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House to discuss prison reform. What the hell does Kim Kardashian West know about prison reform? What? Unless she's talking about conjugal visits, she has no skin in any of that game. 2018, Matt LeBlanc announced he is leaving the TV show Top Gear. All right. 2018 as well, Uganda's parliament imposed tax on social media to stop gossip. That's interesting. I think they charge per post. So if you're gonna post something on social media, make sure you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah.
And that stops trolls unless you're rich,
Sure.
or you just hack somebody else's account or something. So I don't know. We also have Zinedine Zidane announced his resignation as Real Madrid manager after 3 successive Champions League titles. All right, 3 consecutive UEFA Champions League titles. So not just success. Or I guess that's what successive means, consecutive.
Yeah,
So, yeah. 2019, disgruntled employee shot and killed 12 people at a U.S. municipal building in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So, wow, with 4 others injured. 2019, former Twilight star Robert Pattinson was announced as a new Batman. Okay. 2021, China's ruling Communist Party announced it will allow married couples to have 3 children in an effort to boost falling birth rates. Too little, too late there, Bucks. 2021, Tulsa, Oklahoma marked 100-year anniversary of the massacre of hundreds of black residents by a white mob in the Greenwood neighborhood. We covered that. 2022, lost 3,400-year-old Bronze Age city unearthed on the Tigris River, Iraq, due to drought, likely part of the Mitanni Empire, including 100 cuneiform tablets. There it is.
Oh, there
so,
we go.
yeah, I didn't skip over it. It's telling me to image search this, so I'm just going to do that just to show, some other pictures. This is awesome. Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Because of the drought, the water levels went down. Very much like what's happening in, not Lake Erie. Like, what's one of the Great Lakes? What's the...
Lake Powell up there
No.
in Vegas?
Yeah, is that Lake Powell?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I think.
No, wasn't it... Hold on a second. Lake behind Hoover Dam. Lake Mead.
Lake Mead.
Yeah, Lake Mead.
Lake
Yeah.
Powell's above it.
Yeah.
The other dam above it.
Yeah. But look at that. Like, it's showing,
Yeah.
foundations. That's awesome. 2023, Latvia elected its foreign minister, Edgars Rinkēvičs, as president. First openly homosexual leader of a Baltic state. Okay. Then, 2023, Los Angeles County jury convicted U.S. actor Danny Masterson of 2 of 3 counts of forcible struggle snuggle. We also have NASA panel investigating unidentified flying objects as its first open meeting, at its first open meeting, highlights stigma involved in reporting sightings and lack of high-quality data. Mysterious radio signals turned out to be a local microwave.
Okay.
Huh. And last but not least, 2 years ago, 2024, trillions of periodical cicadas, or magic cicada, emerged together in the U.S. for the first time in 220 years. Brood XIS, Great Southern Brood, after 13 years, and Brood XIII after 17 years. So 2 different species so happen to be emerging on the same year. So I remember hearing about that. That was wild, yeah. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but unlimited to all things Omni Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion between 2 sources, but, we got through it. So, yeah. For your dose of past events daily, we stream at 6 p.m. or at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. Please check the underbar. For all of you and all of us, I'm Mayo Xander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU, thank you so much for coming in and watching us. And if you're still watching us, put in COLA as... actually, no. I already said the word. You pick the code word tomorrow. So start thinking of something. Yeah. And until you catch us again, whatever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!